Welcome back to Live in the Live Lanes. We're here with the whole squad today. We got Justin over there on the mic, as well as Joe.
Hello.
Dave and Dean to my right and left. And we're just going to have a lot of fun on today's episode. We're just going to be doing rapid fire, just kind of what's been on our minds recently. We got a couple milestones that we hit today, as well as a big momentous celebration coming up in a few weeks that we're going to chat about. Just want to open it up, welcome guys. This is definitely the largest squad that we've had for the podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Now you both have been on the podcast. It's been a while. Both of you were the early days.
First couple episodes, right?
Yeah. You were really early too. I don't even know which one. Yeah, definitely. So we've grown a lot since then. We've upped our equipment, right? We've kind of found our groove, Justin and I. Would you agree on that?
I talk, Tyler? Okay, just making sure. Yeah. That's what he said. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I like our style of interviews, but I also like just the riffing with you and just like bullshitting around.
I like your moves.
Thanks.
You ever see Starsky and Hutch?
Yeah.
It's like a line that I say a lot that people don't understand. They're like, I like your style. I like your moves. We should bring that back. We were talking about Couples Retreat the other day. Have you seen Couples Retreat?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
to get off the island.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, today, Justin, myself, Dean, and my father, the legendary Joe Mazza, we went. What did we do today?
We went golfing.
We went golfing, and it was my first time out there, and I had a lot of fun. It was
Broke the cherry.
Broke the cherry, yeah. Lost my virginity. And, it wasn't as frustrating as I thought it was going to be. It was a nice day, right? No one was behind us.
That really helps.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be prepared to lose balls very early in your golfing career.
Yeah.
Give us some of the stats of the day. Let's go number of strokes.
It was nice. It was probably like mid-50s.
You also, what I liked is he was teeing off every shot initially, which is fine.
Nice.
But I think eventually you stopped teeing.
I did, yes.
Which is great. Great.
Like 4 balls that I didn't play. Like I didn't have that many balls where I didn't play.
Your best ball was that 8-iron that just flew past the green that 9.
Yes.
Like, he it was the last hit a straight shot, great ball.
Oh yeah,
and then just
it was a beauty. Yeah. I think it hit the hole. I don't know if that's correct.
This guy.
It did kind of pop up. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna think of it as. But Dave, do you remember your first time golfing and how that was?
Oh, I remember my first time golfing. It was emotional. I was playing with my father at Garden City Country Club on Long Island, and my father is not the best coach. Calling a coach is a very generous.
Does he know Joe Mazza? Blend right in.
Everybody in this room knows my father. We were out there playing, teed off, duffed the ball right off the first tee. It's right next to the clubhouse. Everybody's looking at you. Doesn't faze me, phases him. He tees off. We pick up my ball. And I was like, damn, tough way to start my first 18. Not emotionally strong. Made it through hole 1 and 2, hole 3. Got to hit it about, I don't know, like 120 over like a small pond. Right in.
Yeah, of course.
Second one, right in. He's like, we're gonna pick up. So I was like, overall emotions were low going into hole 4. No more water hazards. But the rest of the day was pretty good. But for my first round of golf coming into 18, I was emotionally drained. Not physically, right? I thought I was playing well, but emotions were rock bottom. Everything could go up from there. So I was like, yeah, you would think. Over the course of the years, we've gotten better. Like, I'm a much better golfer now, obviously. Maybe attributed to him. Just, it's kind of like that Tiger Woods and his father, where it's like the coach versus the best player.
Yeah.
Me not being the best player, but the coach being hard on you. He was pretty hard. So I remember my first time.
Justin?
No.
What was your first time like?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It's been so many times, I forgot.
What music was playing?
I don't remember my first time golfing. I do remember Dad tried to get me into golf in high school, I sucked and just was like, fuck this, I'm done. Like, it was just so frustrating. I do remember at the driving range that we bring you to, I hit a ball so high, it went off a horizontal beam, came back and hit me right in the throat. It was like, this game is stupid.
Right in the jugular.
And it really hurt. I mean, like, bang. But, I mean, I play a lot now. And it's a very humbling sport. It's very frustrating, but it's fun. Like, playing in Maryland last week, which is awesome with my colleagues, and we were definitely, it was fun because we were like motivating each other, but then also shitting on each other because we're just kind of playing against each other, which was fun. And someone would type a drive, and then it's up to you to do the same to like level up. So
Pipe. Is that that doesn't sound good?
that's a good thing.
Oh, you want to pipe
it down to say yeah, like a
pipe it up.
pipe shot, yeah, straight.
Pipe it up.
So
It doesn't sound.
I have a little follow-up question on the subject of golf. Just I don't know, just popped in my head, and I want to know what do you guys think the golf players here? Majority of people, what do you think the purpose or the reason that they golf is versus or what's your own purpose? Do you think people mainly play for the sport, or is it like the relaxation, the like that sort of almost like a hobby sort of a thing? You understand where I'm going? Like,
yep.
yeah.
competitive versus
It-
hobby.
Yeah, is it like a day out type of thing, just something to do, or do you think majority of people are doing it because they genuinely enjoy the sport, or they're competitive, like you said?
I think there's definitely a social like stigma around it. It's also something that, as you age from a physical capability, you can maintain. Like, you probably can't be playing basketball in your 60s,
Yeah.
most people. But
Yeah.
for me, like, my favorite time to play is by myself. Even if I'm matched up with randos, I could just focus. I like playing against myself, as in we're not playing for money and I'm not playing competitively. So we can all do very well together. I don't care. Like, as long as I'm progressively getting better in my game or working on something. But I like to walk the course, so I do love the exercise of it. You're walking 7 to 8 miles,
Hmm.
like, it's pretty decent.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
makes it very impressive that pros for 4 days are walking.
Get a fact check.
Definitely Eisenhower is 7 miles.
Joe, I think the answer to your question to me depends on how old the person is.
That's fair. Yeah.
We're looking it up over here. For instance, a person like
That's if you're
40, 50, 60, maybe who has some kids, right, is looking for an escape,
Yeah.
right? Like,
That's what I was
that's what they look
yeah.
for, yeah. But then, like, someone like my age, like, really you're just looking because a lot of people maybe that you're meeting,
Right.
also similar to your age,
Like
might
skiing.
golf. Yeah.
Skiing all
Yeah,
day.
it's like skiing, right? Like, you don't need to be an expert at it, but you want to feel comfortable when you go onto a course.
It sucks to be asked, "Hey, do you want to go golfing?" And the answer is no, because you don't
Never
know.
gone,
You've
yeah.
never had
Right.
it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's
And it's not like something where you're just gonna hop on the course if you've never gone. You could,
thing,
but
not
It's more like 3 to 4 miles, most likely, walking.
That's it.
One person is saying before,
My steps tell
during,
me
and
over
after could be like 6 miles, but I don't even know what that means.
10,000. Before golf.
But walk from,
Walking to the
yeah,
range.
like that's just taking all the steps taking the day.
Yeah, 6,000 yards. How many miles?
Yards. I'll look it up.
Is that how that
it's like
goes?
3.5.
That's the total course itself.
That's if you play
Like
the
3.7.
That's if you played it perfectly.
Play the course
Basically,
perfectly,
you
not
played it
doing any extra
perfectly.
steps.
Whatever it is. I mean, I'm
You're
sure
getting extra rounds in.
I've definitely.
Yeah, no one's upset that you had extra steps.
It's true.
Gotta get that booty.
But I don't know. I mean, it's also, it is a tough sport to find the time to do, because 9 holes will take you at least 4 hours typically, probably 5. Yeah. Or if you're just behind people, like you play a public course, there's no rangers. So
We
no
did it
one's
in
carrying
like 2
anyone
hours
out.
today.
2 hours. We were taking our time for sure.
You just said it would take you like 4 or 5 hours for it.
For 18.
Oh, I think you said 9.
You said no.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad golfer then. But so Dom,
You call yourself a golfer?
typically they'll have a ranger who's driving around and making sure people are on time, and
Mm.
if you play nicer courses,
Probably making sure you're not up to any shenanigans.
they don't really give a
What's
shit
the
about
What's the
that.
craziest thing you've seen on a golf course? Have you guys seen any gators?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in Florida for sure.
Yeah. I've seen fights.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
Golfer and Gator, or
Happy Gilmore.
Golfer fights. People's emotions run high.
that'd be
I've seen
that'd be
Uncle Mike got hit in
entertaining.
the head. with a golf ball. No one screamed for. Just guy sliced it. Bang. Like,
If they scream 4, it's like, what are you gonna do? You have to like cover.
You honestly
know where it's coming
be
from.
covering your. Well, people will on the tee and they'll go 4 left and like.
Oh, all right. Well, that's
yeah,
different. You
yeah,
know, if they're
it should be. Yeah. People are embarrassed to say it. That's the challenge. That's the problem.
If you're not
Yeah, just you wave. Yeah, don't be embarrassed to say 4.
hit a guy on a bounce.
you hit that guy.
I shouldn't have said that.
Like I actually smoked the drive off the tee when I was younger. I don't know, probably went 220, bounced once, and then went right into the guy's elbow right in front of us. And the guy was okay. I was super apologetic. I don't know, I was like 14, right? And the guy's elbow was the size of like a melon by the time we got up there. So his round was done. And once again I was golfing with my dad, but my dad was like, "It's a great try. We're gonna play it from here."
So there's a famous Curb Your Enthusiasm scene that he's on the tee and everyone's egging him on. He's like, I can wait, right? And that's the thing.
Larry.
Yeah. So when you start golfing, someone will be always in front of you on the green or on the fairway, and you'll say, "Who can hit him?" Like, Dad can't hit him, so he'll go first or whatever it is. And I'm like, I think I'm better than what I am, so I'm not gonna go because I don't want to hit him. So the whole thing,
Mhm.
Larry thinks he's so good, and he's like, I shouldn't go, and they're all egging him on. Of course, he hits him straight in the back. He's like, oh no, you made me do it. So it is like a common thing once you start golfing. You will always have someone in front of you on a fairway on a par 4 or par 5. So the question is, like, can you hit him? So you're good. You won't hit him. He was only using a 7-iron, like a pitch and wedge today.
That's like a diss.
Coming from a guy who didn't know what pipe meant. Yeah.
Definitely wasn't a compliment. Joe, you have any desire to take up the
Mini golf.
hobby?
We can
Not a
start small
sport.
mini golf. No, yeah, I guess that's part of the reason why I asked that question too. Well, no, not necessarily why I asked the question, but to somebody's point about like being in that situation, the certain age range where, yeah, I don't want to be that guy who's just like, oh, I can't go because I've never done it. I've just actually never had the opportunity to really take that first step. But it's something I would do.
I think the first step is the driving range.
Yeah, I've never done that either.
Even that,
so-
you need.
You've never been in the driving range.
No.
Even that, yeah, you need someone who has a set of clubs.
You'd probably go with,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to go to the driving range by
You
himself.
can't rent clubs at the driving range.
You
You can. Where'd you get that Sprite?
Oh, there's
Nice.
sodas.
I saw someone poop.
How long
I
has
saw-
it been?
I saw someone poop on a golf course once in a garbage can.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What course was this?
Well, it was me. It was Bethpage, and we were on like a 10-mile run, and no, I was pooping. I was the one pooping. Yeah.
No, but you weren't golfing. And then you pooped. Yeah, that's what I was like, damn. That's pretty tough.
Is there anyone else out there who has that story, like who were golfing and witnessed you?
Probably.
And they
read it.
yeah.
The 2 times I've done that is there in Hempstead Lake Park. There was some
Garbage can?
Yeah, another garbage can. There
do you hover? Wait. Do you hover over the garbage can? Like
you like sit on the garbage
doing
can.
like a tricep, like
Yeah, because it's
No,
pretty
you're
high
like
over the a little dip over
like
the
4 feet off.
It depends on the garbage can, but yeah, you kind of just hop on.
You got to find the right can.
Life finds a way.
no wipe. I'm assuming.
No, unfortunately, yeah.
Continue running.
I gotta run home. Yeah.
No wipe is tough.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You guys haven't really been camping, right? Outside of that.
Twice. Yeah.
Yeah. You ever poop in a hole? You had to dig a hole
Yes,
and poop
on
in
the
it?
beach, because there's some beaches out east that there's no bathrooms. You're forced to bring a, like it's like a shower curtain.
A little
that you,
tent thing to guard you.
to even if you're not gonna put, you have to have it in your car. They check like Gilgo or Shinnecock. Can't talk about Gilgo Beach.
Why?
Too soon.
Tough time. All the
What?
murders.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
How many bodies, 15 or something.
Yeah.
There's a serial killer who was
Let's-
just killing
let's-
girls.
Let's start going down the rabbit hole. Because
Pull it up.
the theory is, I don't know if this has been proven yet, but there's a lot of people who believe who was it? Because there's a lot of people who believe that it was actually the chief of police in Suffolk County. No, dude,
You're not
it's not it's not like a crazy conspiracy theory. My dad knows the guy.
All right, hold on. So the Gilgo Beach killing. So from 96 to 2011. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remains of 11 people were found in Gilgo. Most known victims were sex workers who advertised on Craigslist.
Not anymore.
In Gilgo.
Back in the good old days, it was.
Dude, the reward was only 25 grand to find this guy. It doesn't seem like a lot.
I mean, they've been trying to find the guy for like 2
Yeah.
decades.
So
Inflation has not hit the reward.
Joe, you've talked about this before, but the guy was like from Massapequa Park.
The guy that
The
they
bald
actually
dude.
The guy
Yeah.
that they caught.
Yeah. And the wife's like, he can never do it, and
And what was his title or his occupation?
He was like a architect or something like that, I think.
it's like a normal job.
I think he was framed.
Maybe.
No, did he actually do it? I didn't hear about like the final verdict on this.
No.
No, he's currently being
Getting trial?
tried. I think he pleaded not guilty. But they got him with DNA from a pizza slice that he threw out in Penn Station.
I did.
Yeah.
And here's the thing also is like this has been going on forever, like well for a long time, a long enough time that some people have also speculated it could be multiple killers that are just like, they're already on to this person,
Right.
like
Dump
I'll
my
just dump it
bodies.
here, and they'll blame it on this guy,
Pretty likely.
or potential of a copycat killer, someone
That's exactly what I think, Joe. Copycat killer.
copycat, or
15 years. I mean, that's
or
a
they're
good
just
amount
trying
of time.
to
So they don't
frame someone else, and like
The story goes is that not everything is related to him.
But yeah.
As of this past week, there was a massive manhunt, I think, up in Malvern, related to this story, where they're looking now for bodies in the woods. You know? I think so.
Family.
Yeah, what woods in Malvern?
Look it up.
It's something.
Dom, you get a lot. Long Island. So
we got to.
I said Gilgo
double
Beach,
check.
and
We got to
then,
double check the town name.
like the Gilgo Beach case.
Is it Malvern? Right? Yeah. There you go.
LA Long Island cops scour woods for clues in decades-old serial killer case not tied to Gilgo slangs.
Yeah, but still not great.
I'm trying to share it for our YouTube watchers.
yeah.
Not even close. Manorville.
Oh yeah,
That's where my wedding is.
that was an old story. Yeah, that was an older story about the Manorville one.
No,
the
no.
Manor.
Oh, you want to see him?
Oh, because they also
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
past
He's
they
exactly
found
what
bodies
you
in
pictured.
Manorville, so that was like another hot spot. I think
Like a hefty version of CJ.
an ogre.
Dave, only talk when you have the microphone.
Damn.
Yeah, that's him.
He looks like a serial killer.
Like the killer from True Detective. Look up the killer from first season True Detective.
There was also just on the topic, because we've had some serial killers on Long Island and in the area. There's a guy who lived in East Meadow who was similar to most other cases, sex workers again, luring them in, but he was actually like finishing the job in his mom's garage in East Meadow, and they ended up like busting the house or whatever, found like multiple bodies buried in the backyard or whatever. I think his name was Joel something, and this was like around the time when we were just born in like the 80s or late 80s, 90s.
There should be a whole documentary on Long Island
Yeah.
serial killers.
Those are the two big ones I know of.
Serial
but
killer is like way more.
Can you look that up,
common
Tyler?
than,
Joel
like,
something,
or,
East Meadow serial killer.
Is this the one that Kelly always talks about?
The guy lives around the block from her,
Yeah.
or he did.
Remember Crazy Bernie? Wilson Park, who lived on Johns or lived on Lehigh,
Yeah,
right?
I
I don't know if he was a serial killer, but
he was kind of crazy.
he had like some crazy ass dogs that like terrorize people.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you would
bringing
like
it down.
chase kids off of.
Yeah, I mean his name is Crazy Bernie. Oh, that guy looks like a serial killer.
The guy
Joel Rick.
Joel. Yeah.
Joel Rifkin.
How many bodies did he?
9 to 17. I'm pretty sure.
Big range. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a Seinfeld episode where it's like Elaine's girlfriend's name Joel Rifkin or something like that, and he has to like change his name. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, that's why that's funny. Okay. Nice. Dude, Seinfeld is really into the humor that was going on then.
At
Like-
present time,
Yeah, which I guess is
it's the same thing as Curb.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like Family Guy does it very differently, I think.
Yeah.
Or like The Simpsons, or I don't know. But like if you watch any of these
Kill Bill
other
Beach?
sitcoms, like New
Or
Girl
Rifkin?
or Modern Family, they all still live up. Like the comedy,
They all hold true.
the comedy isn't what's going on at the time. you
No,
know?
it's just relatable interpersonal connection comedy.
Yeah, well, Seinfeld's a show about nothing, literally. Like,
Right.
I was actually just listening to an interview with Larry, and he was fired 3 episodes in to Seinfeld. They brought in a different director.
He was
and then they brought
unreasonable
him
as
back
a.
in. Like he was like Larry was just like complaining all the time. Like he was exactly him.
Yeah, who he is. I mean, look at the guy.
He was on
Curb
he was on Smartless.
I didn't watch the last 2 recent seasons.
Yeah.
I heard it's pretty good though. Like
I heard
yeah,
it's good.
Still
I
holds
just got other shows going on.
I was watching
yeah, I
it.
don't watch Curb.
It's like my airplane show now because they always have it on like Delta flights. They just have like random episodes of Curb. Yeah.
Yeah, I find it very impressive that he's like doing this.
I watched one where he's like at like a party and there's like a hostess and she's bringing around hors d'oeuvres and he just really wants the hors d'oeuvres that she's serving, so he keeps like staring at her
Yeah.
and she thinks that he's like ogling her. So then he like gets her in the back. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Finally." And she's like, "Sir, like you've been following me around all night." He's like, "That's what the hors d'oeuvres I just selling."
Who's the big guy who's with him now in the actor?
Marty Funkhauser?
Black
Is that
dude?
his name? No, he's a white dude.
Oh, that's his manager.
What's his acting name?
Jeff?
What's his real name?
Like-
you know?
It's Jeff something.
Oh, he's funny. I like him.
He has a podcast.
He's
Him
really
and
funny.
Susie, his wife,
Mm.
on the show. They have a Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. He's in like Daddy Daycare. and stuff.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's
he's-
the
he's
fellow who
funny.
died? Richard Lewis?
Yeah, Richard Lewis. Yeah,
Yeah.
he died. Yeah, he's got
He
some,
and Curb.
Yes.
he's got some good episodes with like Mocha Joe.
Smoking goes.
Mocha Joe is like a dude that Larry hates, and he starts like a coffee shop called Mocha Joe's, and Larry, just to spite him, opens up a coffee shop right next door and calls it Latte Larry. But like every little thing that was wrong with Mocha Joe's, like he tries to fix. Like the coffee's much hotter, like the tables don't wobble.
The bathroom and latte.
There's a good where they're deciding where to go for lunch, and I think they end up at a Jewish restaurant or an Israeli restaurant.
Oh, that's the Israeli Palestine one. Yeah.
And that was a
Yeah.
while ago.
And then he starts dating the Palestinian woman. It's like a very like famous
They love
episode.
Yeah, he's like,
And then you have like one side's Jews, one side's Palestine. Yeah. Larry's like,
yeah, I don't know what to choose yet.
my favorite is when he starts wearing the MAGA hat because he realizes that nobody will sit around him.
Yeah,
So he just puts it on if he doesn't want to be around people.
So he was on Smartless, and Will Arnett just kept going back to. He's like, I'm so jealous because you now can be an asshole and get away with it because everyone thinks like that's your character.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I really am. It's me, you know. It's pretty impressive. He was actually a funny interview. He was good. Seinfeld's terrible interview. Like I could not get through the podcast. He was so bad. He's so dry. He's just never funny.
He doesn't have any lines in his like. He talks in his actual show, but it's not for like paragraphs of.
No, I
content.
don't really think Seinfeld's funny. I think the show is funny.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think Jerry is funny.
How can you think he's not funny, but the show's funny?
No, it's
Because the
different.
writing is so like Elaine. I mean, all the characters around him. I think
Who was doing the writing?
Larry and him.
Yeah.
I think Jerry Seinfeld in anything, his interviews terrible. They're flat. They're boring. Like it's just not.
Have you seen?
That's
Have
like,
you seen
that's
Seinfeld?
part of like that's. Have I watched Seinfeld?
Yeah, have you watched it?
I'm probably. I would say I'm the biggest Seinfeld fan here.
Okay, so then you should understand.
Oh,
No,
fight words. Stop.
I've seen a lot of Seinfeld too.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying in the sense that the other characters are written better, but that's Jerry and Larry David writing the characters.
I think Jerry.
Have you ever watched? Have you ever watched?
Have
Have you ever watched the behind the scenes documentaries
From what
on
I'm
the DVD sets? You want me to
From the
Look,
he's one on open.
If you want, I'll go to my house and bring him.
What I'm picking up from Justin is that in an interview with Jerry Seinfeld, it was
not entertaining.
But that's part of his. That's part of his bit. It's just not. It's not Justin's humor. Oh.
no. What I'm saying is
Justin,
comedian.
it sounds like he couldn't hold a conversation, but he's actually very funny on the show because he has more like one-liner type things.
I think Justin's also saying that Jerry's probably his least favorite of the four in the show.
Elaine, number one.
Is the best character.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No, I think the best is George. That's my favorite. I don't really think Kramer is that funny.
The more you watch it,
He's
you're
a little
like
too
kind of
silly for me.
like, yeah.
I think George is hilarious just because he's so pathetic.
He's a postal worker.
Newman.
Yeah, I love Newman. Yeah,
You don't know who the postal worker is?
I've seen the show once. Tyler.
Oh,
Oh, what?
I'm not saying I'm a Seinfeld fanatic.
He's seen the show once, and he's out here
Chirping everybody.
having it. How?
This is our podcast. You're just lucky you're
How
here.
is he allowed to have an opinion on it if he's only seen once? Should you be allowed to have an opinion if you've only seen something once? Like a show like
Yeah.
no, like have you only seen one episode or you've
No,
only
I've seen the show once through.
He's seen it. Let me. He's seen it. My
Boy,
boy.
letter recommendation. We took turns. We went from golf to Gilgo.
I don't know if Justin deserves, but yeah.
Seinfeld.
Who's your favorite Seinfeld? Joe, did you watch Seinfeld?
I have not really. I've seen a few episodes here.
I envy you. Who's your favorite like non-reoccurring character from Seinfeld? Kind of like the one-off characters. Do you have one? Or you want to think?
Yeah, no, I got one. So the parking meter guy. You know where they have to park the cars on the street and they have to
And George gets it like towed.
he gets them all messed up. So like Kramer does it sometimes.
Yeah. It's their job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They gotta do the complete car shift because the street sweepers have to come. And just like I don't remember if we actually ever see the guy, but that plot line of having that person who everybody pays off to go move their cars, I think is fantastic.
And then gets lost with it.
You do see him.
Okay. And what does he look like?
He's an old black man.
Oh,
I was gonna say that, but I didn't.
Had to be racist. Bro, this guy. Yeah. Have to jump to a different show.
You make us not want to watch it. Tyler. I liked the dude who runs the restaurant that Jerry. Babu.
His name is Babu. The new restaurant that only Jerry.
Yeah. So this guy like runs. He opens up this restaurant in the neighborhood, and they have like a bunch of like mixed cuisines there. I think he's from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Okay. So he has a bunch of like mixed cuisines, and Jerry's like the only one ever in the restaurant. So Jerry's like, "Oh, Babu, like I think you would get a lot more people in here if you cooked the food from your country." He's like, "Oh, it's very good idea, Mr. Seinfeld."
Yeah.
And he switches all of it to the Pakistani restaurant, and still no one goes except for Jerry. And he's like, "Oh, this food is amazing. This food is great." And then he just keeps going, "You very bad man. You very bad man."
It's a recurring thing.
Well, because that's why I add to it. Because then Jerry says that he'll watch. Like Jerry tried to get him a different job, but then Jerry says he'll get his mail. He got the mail, but he got the immigration papers, and then because Jerry didn't give the immigration papers, he gets sent back to Pakistan. I'm just adding to it.
So really, what the authors were intending.
Well, there is I think you'd like this. So
I'm going to take it from him.
So George
Bryan Cranston is my favorite.
Quits his job,
The dentist.
and then realizes what he's done. He's like, I'll never get another job again. And then goes back in and makes it believe like it's just a joke.
I just watched that recently.
Like he's like, you thought I was serious? And then he just keeps making himself present in his bosses. Like he goes to the bar after work, pretending he's been like he's quit, he's done.
Well, then they get this plot, him and Elaine, to like poison him.
Yeah,
they're gonna like drug him or something.
But
then he's like, I'm gonna invite you back. Like I'm gonna hire you.
The realization of like he shouldn't have quit. So he's just like, oh, I was joking.
And then it's just like it's him and Jerry, and they're thinking about what George could do.
He's like,
and it's just like, George, what do you want to do? He's like, I like sports.
Sports, yeah. I could be in sports.
I could be a broadcaster.
And he goes, I could be a general manager.
Yeah, those are usually former players.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No.
Last time. Just give him the mic one more time.
Do you want the background story to that or no?
To him quitting his job.
Yeah.
Say no one.
Do you know it?
George quits his job because he wants to use his bathroom, and he doesn't let him use his
like
bathroom.
the share the bathroom.
No, I was gonna give like background
Oh.
story.
Behind the
Larry David did that and quit SNL for
Oh,
a
yeah.
weekend and then left.
I did know about that.
all the George stories are
Oh,
Larry
him,
David
yeah.
stories because George is supposed to be Larry David. Sorry, I got a little judgment on Joe saying I'm not a Seinfeld fan. When I said he's the biggest Seinfeld fan here, Dave, so
Back to golf.
me and my cardigan sweater.
You think this is a cardigan?
That's
My
Cole,
God.
that's Cole's again. George though is also in Curb Your Enthusiasm for a little bit.
Oh,
Jason
cool.
Alexander. Yeah.
Is he in anything else? Like after Seinfeld?
Not that I know of.
Is Elaine what's her name?
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah,
maybe
I
Julie
hate
Louis-Dreyfus.
multiple name people.
She is a billionaire.
She's Veep, yeah.
But she was a billionaire before Seinfeld.
She's got family money.
Yeah, I think her dad is like very wealthy.
Yeah. But it's
yeah,
interesting.
she's
None of them like really
hot.
She's good.
She's like in her 60s.
She's crushed.
He's in a new show now.
I think you're right.
She had a
It's
movie with like Vince Vaughn or James Gandolfini.
He was also supposed to be a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but
Get it.
yeah,
The MCU.
the MCU.
MCU.
She's like 60.
65.
Have you guys ever watched Veep?
Widowy.
Great show.
Veep's a good
Great show.
Yeah.
I that
Yeah.
and Silicon Valley have always been on my list to watch. I haven't watched it.
Silicon Valley is a good one too.
I know, I haven't watched
Very
it.
good one.
Yeah.
That's the origin of this guy fucks.
Oh.
Oh, this guy fucks.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure that came from Silicon Valley.
Mm.
Or like who's got two thumbs and fucks? This guy.
This guy.
Like
yeah.
that's also
That is a show. That
it's
is
the same character, obviously. Yeah, that was before
Jay Olsen.
TJ Miller. That
T.J.
was
Miller.
before he was
Yeah.
you know,
Not cool.
all of his things. What can you
What he
what's
did.
the story with him? Yeah, she's pretty hot. All right. So, in
Whoops.
addition to golf and Steinfeld,
Yeah.
we have a bachelor party coming up
Mm.
for you. No, is it Joe?
This is so stupid.
I think it's Justin.
Oh my god.
Justin, where are we going again?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, Vermont.
I was
That'd be
thinking
funny.
Scottsdale,
Mm.
but I was like, that's a long flight for people who don't want to golf.
Long flight,
So,
very expensive for non-golfers.
Yeah, I agree. But it is on my list to golf. I want to golf West Coast so bad, like in Colorado too. Those are really on my
Is
list.
that how you know you made it when you can golf on the West Coast?
It's just like it's to see mountains
powder,
in
bro?
the back of your golf course. It's got to be a cool experience.
It made me think because there's a town right south of me called Charlotte, but it's spelled Charlotte. And I think of Dean when he tried to book a trip for. Wait, Dean, why don't you tell people when you tried to book a trip for? Was it Santa Fe? Where were you?
Yeah. So I was going to Bear Mountain. Are you talking about that one?
Yes.
I was going to Bear Mountain. I did the Bear Mountain Lodge, and I accidentally booked the Bear Mountain Lodge in New Mexico, but like in the middle of New Mexico, like deep.
Like on his way.
No, we were there. We got to the Bear Mountain Lodge, and I got out of the car, and I was like, I think this is it. I'm assuming this is it. So I opened up like the app that I bought I did the booking, and I pressed like directions, and all of a sudden just the map expands to show the entire. Yeah, and Deirdre's just standing there staring at me, and she just starts hysterical laughing, and I was like, this is an absolute low moment. So we ended up staying. It was like a
It's like a cabin up there, right? Like
No,
like
well-
a larger.
no, it was totally booked, so there was no open rooms.
Oh.
Yeah.
So where did that conversation go?
She took it very well. I think she was
Was this like? Well, no, not the conversation with D, with the conversation with like the receptionist when you walked into the correct Bear Mountain Lodge.
Well, no, I realized when we were in the parking lot because like I called. I actually tried to get a refund. They didn't give me a refund. So if anyone wants to go to, I think I told you this.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to go to the Bear Mountain Lodge in New Mexico, I have a room for 2 for a night voucher.
One night.
That, yep, will last forever.
Yeah.
So if anyone's ever going, but we stayed in like an we stayed in like an abbey.
Oh, you stayed in an abbey?
There's an abbey up in near Bear Mountain that we stayed. It was like haunted though.
It was haunted.
I remember when that song came out,
Yeah,
Broccoli.
just legendary.
It was my friends and I in college were doing some extracurricular activities, and we had a lot of fun.
Some arts and crafts.
Yeah, some arts and crafts, exactly.
Yeah. Arts and
How
crafts.
did you know? So yeah, we're going to Charlotte, North Carolina. What do we plan on doing there, Bachelor boy?
Golf.
How
How many days?
It's
How many days?
super quick.
We're
Flying in
going
Saturday morning, flying out Monday morning. Like
Okay. 2.5 days. Perfect time.
not even.
2 days.
Yeah,
2 days.
not even.
Like
Basically,
basically 2 days.
off when we get in, and then probably some like brewery tours or whatever that
Nice.
evening. And the next day, we're gonna do whitewater rafting
Ooh.
and
Pull up the.
Where do you raft
thing.
in?
okay.
Oh,
okay.
I envy you.
So, they have basically an adult theme park of like zip line, rock climbing walls, and a man-made whitewater rafting.
Oh, that's
And
sick.
in the middle are 3 bars and restaurants
Yeah.
with live music all the
Go to
time.
the website.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a sick
So
place.
it's called the U.S. National Whitewater Center,
Yeah,
and they have this huge whitewater
it's
rafting
literally
area.
like
on
20
one of the
minutes from
other parks.
downtown. It's in
Dude, they also have this rock climbing wall that's in a pool. So if you fall, you just fall into like this really
Very
deep
tight.
pool.
sick. So
They have,
we
like, the
went,
adult,
and I
like,
was
jungle
so
gym.
upset that I didn't get to do it because I brought my dad and brought my mother-in-law,
Ropes course.
and I was like, I definitely want to come back here and do the whitewater rafting
And it's like $80
for
or
the
like
whole
$90
day.
for like the day. You
That's
can
a
do
bargain.
We're
whatever.
gonna get a day pass. And
Oh, that's
we're
a
just gonna
bargain.
do everything.
Bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do some whitewater rafting on
Mhm.
Sunday, which should be awesome. Spend the whole Monday there.
Oh,
A piss pool.
Why you want to be in it? Yes.
Just make sure if he's talking, give him the mic.
Yeah, so there is a place
And
just to add on to that. There
that episode.
yeah. How long do you guys have? There is a place in New Jersey that I saw a little while ago that's similar, like an indoor. It's not a water park, but it's an indoor like surfing simulator. Have you guys ever heard of that? It's like these like giant like wave. It's like a mass scale like wave
Is this
type of
something
thing. I think so. Yeah.
like it's connected to the one that you can also ski at?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't know. But yeah, just
You asked me about whitewater rafting in Charlotte.
Yes.
So it is also Charlotte's just like in a mountain range. It's just on the Appalachian. Yeah. So if you go 2 hours north, you hit Asheville. Asheville
So
has the
actually,
most
Funny
breweries
story
per
about the
capita.
Appalachian Mountains.
So we were thinking about Asheville, but it's like really honestly hard to get to. But Asheville's an awesome city. It's just 2 hours north
Yeah.
and west. But that's like in the mountains. And there's plenty of
Over in that
natural
area too are the Great Smoky Mountains, which are on the border of North Carolina and Tennessee.
Yeah.
And one of my coworkers went there, and she did a lot of hiking.
the eastern part of Tennessee, right? Like Knoxville. That has to be. It's not Nashville.
Yeah, sure.
Great Smoky Mountains or the Blue Smoky Mountains?
Great Smoky Mountains.
They're different.
Can we pull that up?
Great.
No,
Or
great.
blue.
Yeah.
I think it's the Great.
You been in Charlotte, Dave?
I've not. Actually, yes, I have driven through it.
I love the city.
Pull it
That's
up.
where I want to live.
Pull it up
that or
on
Raleigh.
the
Got to convince Lindsay.
Pigeon Forge. It's right near Gatlinburg.
Yeah, it's got to be east.
It doesn't really help us.
So it's
No.
by Knoxville.
That's not the map we need.
But no, that's the border of the states.
Yeah. I like Charlotte. Driving
Where's
through
the
it,
mountain
all the
range?
ice cream places there. I'm not kidding. We were on our way down to Savannah, Georgia to go to Tybee Island, and we
Oh, Tybie's awesome.
amazing,
Oh,
amazing
Love
place.
Tybee.
That jacked gorilla from Tampa that I hung out.
The human. I was like,
yeah.
what gorilla
We
we
call
got?
him a mongoloid. But he's from Portland, ironically.
Oh.
So we were chatting about Salt and Straw.
Oh, best ice
Have you
cream
heard of
ever.
Salt and Straw?
No.
Oh,
Salt and Straw
Ice
is this bougie ice cream chain that originated in Portland, but now they have locations in Seattle, LA. I think they have one in like Miami too. but they do like very fancy flavors, like olive oil flavored, like
olive oil with a little salt.
So good. Olive oil ice cream.
But they'll do they have about 30 flavors all the time, and then they'll have like 5 to 6 monthly flavors, and you can try as many as you want. So what I would do is I would go once a month and I would try them all and I would just get one of them. But they would have like fucking like stuffing flavored,
Yeah, their
and,
flavors
like
are
turkey
crazy.
flavored.
Oh, that's a little bit. That's
No, if it's on the menu,
No, dude.
someone's ordering.
They somehow made it work.
I did have ice cream yesterday. I had cookies and cream from Van Leeuwen.
Pretty mauve of you.
It was in a waffle
That's right.
cone.
Waffle
And you're right. Yes, it was bland.
Did you get cookie dough on top of that?
It was just cookie dough in a waffle cone.
Cookie on top of it.
Chocolate sprinkles.
But there are a lot of ice cream places, like places like Carvel, at least within the tri-state area, not very prevalent anymore.
No.
Van Leeuwen
Tough
and Nita
business.
Gelato.
That place over here, that
place is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's staying
Bocce?
busy.
Is that
What's it called?
I think it's bocce.
Willis?
I don't
Yeah.
think it's Bocce Gelato.
It
Is
used
it
to
not?
be.
It used to be?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. It's like Gelateria something or other.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got a nice space now. Bigger.
It's beautiful. I
They got
went
the
and got
outdoor
a coffee
space.
the other day. I was getting my car service.
Dolce and Gelato.
From where? Euro? Or the 10, 15-minute oil change?
I had to go get the car inspected at like Avis or whatever it was, so it was like right down the street. The Euro guys are good.
Euros. That's all right.
Yeah, that's where we.
Those are guys, Euro.
Yeah, oh yeah. Should we get into the heavy ones?
Heavy questions?
He'll do round table for Dom's questions so everyone can answer.
They're funny ones though. All right. What's the worst insult you can call somebody? Do anybody.
Pass it. Justin, go first, and pass it to Joe.
What's the thing that you would get most offended to somebody?
Whore. It has to be something like racist, no? Like as a
No, I think you.
Like if somebody was like, "Oh, Justin Mazza, he's."
whore.
All right, so we'll come back to you, but simmer with it.
Pass it off.
Dave?
Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Most insulting to me would probably be if somebody said that I'm like unethical.
That cuts deep.
But like
I was not gonna say something like that.
that would probably be the most I would get the most upset about it if somebody genuinely meant that I was like unethical in like business or whatever it was. But like also if you just called me Mauve like before, yeah, Mauve's not great. That's very bland.
What about somebody called you shady?
Like sketchy.
That wouldn't offend me that much. I don't that personally.
Depends on who it's from.
I guess it's like if you hold this person in high regard or not.
Yeah.
If it's just like some loser.
Well, that brings me right to the point. Like that one, that one would sting. I think for most people. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like going down like the uninteresting route or whatever. If you heard like you were at a party, and for me personally, like I'm not the most extroverted person. If I heard like the people at that party were talking behind your back and said you were either uninteresting or you were annoying, they found you like annoying. For someone like me who's like not maybe like the most interested in being talkative or whatever, I'd be like, oh damn, I opened up to these people. They just found me annoying.
Oh, that makes it even worse if you like actually opened up and they're like, "Wow, this guy sucks."
Yeah. I think that was
like quiet, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's not very interesting." I'd be like, "All right, I understand it, but
Brother, this guy's
yeah." Oh, brother.
Yeah, like if you're someone like me who's like it feels like going out of your way to like be extroverted or talk to people, that would be the most insulting to me, to be like, damn, I put myself out there, these people found me either like annoying or like uninteresting.
Yeah.
That would.
You didn't have the mic for that one. You know what? You know what's a funny insult to call somebody? I don't know if this is a thing that you guys use. Calling somebody a squid.
Oh yeah.
Squid is just like if you were to draw meh, MEH, meh.
That's what a squid
That's
is?
a squid, yeah. Just like
meh.
Squids are kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but not
with-
talking about
octopuses are cool. Octopi?
an octopus.
Dude, have we deduced what the?
Lego.
I don't want to talk about that. Justin, do you have one, or should I move on to the next one?
I don't know. A liar doesn't sound great. No,
Liar's bad.
Dave was helpful to get in my brain thinking. I think a liar. It's a liar.
Look at the other questions. I don't like when people say I have smelly feet.
How often does
Must
that happen?
happen often.
When somebody says you stink, oh, yeah, yeah. It's because you don't change your socks. That would help.
4 pairs he has.
All right. What is something that somebody spends their money on where you'd be like, what a stupid way to spend their money?
I have a friend who buys a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Justin? David?
I'll go. Anything like a designer. I don't understand designer brands of anything.
Were you here when we were talking about that?
He wasn't even in the room.
Did you guys talk about this?
Way to read the room.
Yeah, designer. I don't understand designer stuff. I don't see.
What if the then maybe it's not designer. What about high end stuff?
Like what? What do you got?
So like precious metal, like a watch.
Oh, yeah. See, like that's something that I also don't. I get the idea of people collecting a watch, like as in it's a collect. I would never. So many people have bought me watches over the year. I don't wear one. I wear an Apple Watch, if that, and it's for function. I don't get it. I don't know.
I'm also on the clothesline. I was thinking like,
Wow,
Wow, Tyler.
way to be in this.
wow, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. I was gonna go down like the sneaker route. Like I know friends who have like
sneakers.
20 pairs of Jordans, and I mean, I guess it could
You
be
could
like an
sell it. It could be an
investment. Yes. But they also then will wear them. But we're like, dude, those fucking dumbass Yeezy sandals. Like, have you ever seen those?
Some of these are just ugly. They're
So
hideous.
stupid, so dumb.
But I think that's why they're going to be an investment because they're so ugly. Like someone might buy them.
No, that's not how that works.
Definitely the shoes thing that's a big one for me because like you just said, if you are just gonna, it is still strange to me if you're just gonna keep them in a closet on display or whatever, which some people do. But if you're actually gonna wear them, do. Yeah. No, I thought about that. I paused for a second there. Hold on. But now, if you are going to wear them, like the ground is the dirtiest place of any article of clothing or whatever. Like that's just the silliest to me. Going back to the watch thing, yeah, if you're not a watch guy or whatever, but a watch I look at as way more of an actual asset. And there's actual evidence of like Rolexes from decades ago going up, appreciating in value, let alone holding their value. So, yeah.
I got an asset for you.
What's something that you feel that you want to spend money on?
Well, it's dangerous.
Wait, can I answer the question?
I forgot you were here.
I don't get when people spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on alcohol.
You don't drink, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't drink, but like
What constitutes too much on alcohol, though?
I
Bottle service.
like yeah, so like
Perfect.
that's
Yeah.
great example. That's kind of what
I
was
meant
going
like
for.
Grey
Like,
Goose for $400.
no, it's like a crazy expensive bottle of wine. Like I don't
we don't taste it. I don't taste the difference.
Yeah, I don't taste it, but I just can't see it. Like Dave's looking at me like
My
my
collection
father
says otherwise.
is.
Coming from somebody who, yes, my family does buy, sell, and trade wine, but like,
Grade?
yeah, they trade wine. Like it's now a new hobby.
Go on.
My dad and his friends.
Like wine for wine?
No, like all right. So Sotheby's or like Christie's, which are auction houses, will have an auction for anything. You watches, paintings,
Sure.
cards. They have wine too, so you can find
Okay.
lots of wine, like
I thought you meant like
not volume wise, but a lot
okay.
of wine.
I thought you meant you were going over someone's house. Be like, I'll give you my cab for your Sauvignon Blanc.
No, but I mean,
Like
if
trading
if
wine.
you and I want to trade wine, yeah, we can.
Like
They're
Yu-Gi-Oh.
comparable.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Folk.
I'll give you 2 Pinots for a cab. I don't know.
So is wine an answer to my question? It's something you want to spend money on?
I like spending money on wine.
Drink.
I also buy watches. Food and drink is my go-to.
Same. Food definitely for me.
Travel.
And travel.
That's right. Yeah, all
Travel for
Yeah.
sure.
like if I were to look at my credit card expenses, it is food and travel are the two primary.
Right. And yeah, we've never been one to like buy like clothes and stuff. I mean, I guess I never really had money to like this
Oh, like
last
higher
year.
end stuff?
Yeah.
I go to
Yeah.
Target for clothes.
Yeah, like clothes or like car, like mods
That's
to the
something
car.
I don't think I'll ever buy a luxury car. I'm not into.
I don't know. I
mean,
drove around in Chris's car. That shit was fun, dude. We were going way
Too
too
fast.
fast on a way too small of a street, like 85 and like 35.
That's the
But like it just like takes
It's
up.
so
Yeah,
easy
it's
to
an
do.
RS something. I
Was
don't
that
know.
Audi, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
which model it was, but and then we let B Frank drive it. We're all just like, oh, time to buckle up. There's like a car that like kind of cut us off.
You know what I spend too much money on? It's like
He's a halfie.
trinkets, like a
normie.
desk toy,
Mm.
like things that have a tangible weight.
Dom and I
Right.
call those tchotchkes.
Not, I don't know if I,
Dust collectors.
they are definitely
Just like
dust.
stuff that goes on a shelf. Stuff that goes on a shelf.
Stuff that goes on a shelf, but like I buy like random unique things. So like I have a tiny little we talked about this last time I was on the podcast. Like I have a tiny little motor. Right? Literally an engine that is the size of I don't know, like this.
It's functioning.
Functioning.
That's cool.
Why do I need an engine?
I would agree.
but I have one.
I like to get those from like travel. Like I just like to pick up like a little like $5 like
Tchotchke.
I have like this spider that's like a googly head that
Oh,
I
yeah.
picked up at like Mexico.
Do you remember like the little turtles? Like you tap their head.
Yeah, but it's like a black like little spider.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Or like I have like a moose from like Sweden, just like these random.
It's a cool one.
Yeah,
The babushka
You
one.
were into magnets for like 5 seconds.
I love magnets.
I'm getting back into
Oh, okay.
them.
That was
yeah.
a thing for.
I
when
picked
we-
up
so
like
when
a
we did that
Vermont
trip.
magnet.
oh,
you
like
know.
travel magnets.
Yeah, travel magnet. That's cool. We are the couple that now does ornaments, which is fine.
You guys are together?
Me and Dom,
Yeah, the couple.
we've always been.
We're
But
talking about him and his wife.
Wow.
she's
My wife.
right now.
My wife.
Sunburn.
Pull her up.
She just FaceTimed me again. That's why I was late.
Hello.
She's like, I want to come home.
Drunk
Sunburn.
Lindsay is
Sunburn.
funny.
I'm
Is she gonna join the pod? We can conference her in.
No, she was just on as
She's
HR.
always just like, hello.
She's our HR
Like, what you
consultant.
doing?
She can't say these things.
What you doing, Steen?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What
Steen, come on.
all right, last question to throw out there because we're probably reaching time soon. What is a song that gets played at a wedding that gets you fucking hyped?
Easy.
Go ahead, Dave.
Timber. Gotcha.
You didn't see that. Lame.
Lame.
No, I don't want to judge.
I got
You don't like that song?
No.
Not at a wedding?
check.
I did not like that song when it was getting played at the bar all the time back in college. Yeah, just not for me. That's okay. I
Fine,
respect it. I
fine,
respect
fine.
it though.
Everybody has their
I
song.
feel like the
Everybody has
classic,
their
like I don't even know who
I'm
sings.
sorry to poop.
Who sings?
To be honest,
Check this, Juliet. Who sings that? Not we. the
That
Kings.
didn't get played at a wedding. That's a banger though.
You can.
No, those types of
Check
songs
this,
that everyone
Juliet.
knows the words to. Like all those that John
Boys like girls?
Like Angsty, like My Chemical Romance, stuff like that.
stuff comes on, everyone starts singing together. I was like, that's kind of that's a
Skater
cool
Boy?
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, Skater Boy's a good one.
That's a big one. That's a big.
You know which one I don't really like that a lot of people really like? Kind of got the disco one.
One.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh.
dun, 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 dun. Well, imagine. Dun, 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 dun.
It sends to a corridor.
Of course, Shub knows every word to that song.
One of those.
Wake me up inside. Can't wake up.
I was thinking of
Nice, Justin.
it's the what's the one that's just I feel so untouched.
Oh,
by-
that's not.
That's not
That's Veronica's.
Veronica's. Okay.
You don't,
Yeah.
You.
you don't like that song?
No, I do. I was saying that
Okay.
that's a good one.
That should get played at more weddings. I never heard it at a wedding either, honestly.
The MCA strike incoming.
What's Pocket Full of Sunshine, Natasha Bedingfield?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's gonna come on in a wedding.
In the arena.
You'd be very surprised. That reminds you of the Easy A. Remember that movie?
Yes, I do.
With
Yeah.
the car. I got a pocket. I got a pocket.
I like when they play like All American Rejects. You know, like Move Along. Big
Classic.
fan of Move Along. You know.
Are we just all about the songs that we sing?
I
Or is
think-
there any
yeah.
Avicii in there, or like
Well, that doesn't
some
get played
clubbing?
at weddings. You know,
If you have a DJ,
Pat played the song like "I got soul, but I'm not a soldier."
All these
Yeah,
things
the
about
Killers.
them.
Yeah, that's a fucking bop.
Did Pat have a DJ or a band?
band
Big
Band.
band.
broke the dance floor twice.
Dude.
Literally cracked it in half.
Nice.
I like
We have a DJ.
the ABBA remix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Gimme Gimme?
Can you play? Yeah, the Gimme Gimme remix.
What I like about our DJ.
Gimme Gimme remix.
We went to a wedding with my DJ, and he basically took every song that we grew up with, but up to BPMs.
Oh, okay.
So like Candy, I was like, okay,
I don't know if it's this one
that
necessarily.
was like a hard break in the yeah.
Let's say my idea. That song.
What do you guys think about like Mr. Brightside?
I love it.
Classic, classic wedding song.
Which one I think is really overplayed?
Don't you dare look
All
back.
the small things.
Of
What?
course.
I feel like there's a lot of Blink 182 songs you can throw there. Like plenty, you know, like what's my age again? Like that would be a banger. you
Wow,
know?
that's a good song. Wow.
That came out at the after party.
What's
the
the
after
one?
party was fun.
Ghost of You. Ghost of You tonight.
That's deep in the archives. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dom, you want to create the after party playlist? We
That
control
would be
the
really
after
fun.
party playlist.
Oh, you know what's a good one? A good like hip hop one. Low. You know that gets people.
Try to get
people
low.
into, yeah. Oh,
I don't like when Cupid Shuffle or any of those dancing songs come on.
That was good for a communion.
yeah,
in
like
the
a
day.
baptism.
Yeah.
The wedding I went to in Washington, they had some pretty ratchet songs. Like they had like Gas Pedal come on.
That's sick. I love it. Today at CrossFit, I heard Kick Push come on, and I just started every word.
It always comes
Wow.
on. CrossFit.
Dude,
Dude,
in the middle of my workout, I'm just kicking.
Superstar comes on all
that's
the
a
time.
Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe.
Yeah.
Wow.
In my CrossFit gym.
Lupe.
Oh, but I liked it because I can understand him, so I knew.
Do you remember the first time you heard Lupe Fiasco? Because I do.
It was on the golf course.
Mine was not Kick Push. It was like the 2000, I think, 8 Winter X Games. I was in my basement, and Lupe Fiasco was like the cover song of
Oh,
the
like
X Games.
the X
So like
Games.
the show
Pretty
goes
sick.
on. Oh man, the show goes.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. That's a great song too.
Yeah. And that's with Sean White. He did it 1260, first time.
John
ever.
White's the man.
Yeah.
So they have like these, like the new Mario parties. I just played one, and they have like these really stupid mini games now that take no skill. But they have one where you're on a snowboard. And it's just how fast can you do like a 360? It's like how many of them?
Isn't most of the games just like tapping? Like,
Yeah, and it's like 20 seconds. Yeah, so dumb.
what game are we playing after? Is the Wii?
Strikers.
Do you have 1080?
I don't know if that is.
Dude, remember the snowboard game? It might have been on.
SS Tricky.
No, it's before SS Tricky.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember what you're talking
I've
about.
actually never played that.
SS Tricky? It's one of the best games ever. Yeah.
I was just about to say that. Brad and Dorman.
Gold member, Nightfire.
Nightfire was the class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a fucking banger. The fucking snow map.
Yes.
I saw a great commercial the other day about talking how we grew up with video games, where it was co-op. Like you would be with your friends, you'd still have the headsets on together, and you'd be all night. And now it's just like the whole thing cuts to a person in a dark room by themselves with a headset, and it's like the idea of it's like gaming's getting more lonely.
That's why
Even
they're
though
all-
you're
yeah,
getting
so
more
it's-
connected, you're getting more lonely.
They're very lonely.
Dude, we used to
was
have
deep.
Call of Duty Squad.
It was fun.
Search and Destroy Squad. Tyler was not a team player. He would just run straight for the because Search and Destroy.
For the flag.
Search and Destroy, there was no respawn. So like once you got killed, you were dead for the game. And like
Just throwing
running for the bomb every time. Nope, no, you don't even get to
Just defend yourself.
Anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap up?
GoldenEye.
Give him the mic.
The GoldenEye pause music is the greatest song ever created. I know there's a lot of like memes and stuff on Instagram about that now.
Yeah, it's like you didn't have to go so hard for that.
It is incredible.
It's like Nightfire though. I remember hardcore.
Yeah.
we want to dive into how maybe this is next
Seinfeld?
episode. Joe, aliens being spiritual beings.
Save that for a fall.
I don't know if we can do that now, but
We can cover like 3 body
yeah.
problems.
What you guys hanging out tomorrow? Yeah. We just fill some backups, but well, thanks guys for being here. I always love doing these in-person videos. They feel a lot more organic, and we don't have to worry about internet connections and things like that.
Always the guest.
Yeah, I feel like the first 15 minutes is always troubleshooting. A bit like, oh, and then they just settle from doing it from their phone, and it's always like
good.
not great quality. But
Curious if this will surpass Lindsay's most viewed episode.
I still think Lindsay.
She doesn't
bumped up
ice
those.
the
I think
numbers.
she bumped up those
I think
numbers.
that's all Lindsay's got going on.
Because I think she sent it out to a lot of people. This is not a knock on her. I just think like if you look at the jump that episode had comparative to others during the time,
She shared
it
it.
just didn't make sense.
Lindsay couldn't care less about what we do in this podcast.
I don't know.
She has no interest. She just wants to make sure I don't get yelled at for saying something inappropriate.
What we said one thing, we didn't even say anything inappropriate.
Let's cut this part. I'm gonna get yelled at.
I didn't say anything. Hey,
Dom, call fire.
We're talking buffalo calamari over here. Hang on.
Oh, he's really into this pizza.
all right,
Wow.
Close it out.
Oh, that's probably good.
bye.
Yeah.